Hey there, deck builders. I'm your host, Alex. Thank you for joining us. Today, I will be taking you through my top 5 list of the best mono-white commanders. If you don't see your favorite mono-white commander on this list, no worries. You can yell at me in the comments below. The commanders on this list have 2 key traits, a manageable mana cost and an ability worth building around. Mono-white struggles mightily with card draw and mana ramp, which means choosing the right commander for your deck can make a world of difference. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you want more MTG content. Now, without further ado, let's jump right in. Number 5. Mikaeus the Lunarch. Mikaeus is the ideal token commander. He excels at turning small creatures into nightmarishly large threats. With a very low casting cost, Mikaeus can enter the battlefield early and start powering up your army. Mikaeus isn't going to be fighting on the front lines himself. Instead, he'll be inspiring the troops from behind, urging them on to victory. All 4 of the creatures I've highlighted mesh well with Mikaeus' ability to generate +1/+1 counters. Abzan Battle Priest offers lifelink. Abzan Falconer grants flying. Elite Scale Guard enables you to tap down your opponent's would-be blockers, and Anok Bond Kin grants first strike. As an added bonus, they can use their Outlast abilities to put counters on themselves if you happen to be in a pinch. Mentor of the Meek is a must-have in any white creature-based deck, but he's especially effective when paired with Mikaeus. Animation Module enables heavy-duty token production. Every time you put a counter on a creature, you can pay 1 mana and create a servo. Talk about value. Illusionist Bracers and Ring of Thune are great at enhancing Mikaeus' abilities and making him even more of a threat. Number 4. Kimba Regent. Kimba Regent is a cross between a tribal and a Voltron commander. Unlike most Voltron commanders, Kemba isn't all about herself. Rather, the stronger you make Kemba, the larger her pride grows. At a casting cost of 3, playing Kemba early on in games is almost a guarantee. A great Kemba deck isn't solely focused on cat tribal. It finds a balance between the Voltron and the tribal elements and creates balance. An obvious addition to any Kemba deck is equipment. When it comes to equipment, keep in mind quality over quantity. Finding a balance between equipment spells that help make Kemba difficult to remove and provide card draw or mana ramp is very important. Aside from equipment, there are a multitude of great spells you can use to enhance Kemba's power level. Leonin Shikari and Sigarda's Aid help turn equipment into instant speed spells that can be used to disrupt your opponent's ability to remove Kemba. Sun Titan provides graveyard recursion in a color scheme that's lacking in that area. Puresteel Paladin is a much needed source of card draw, and his second ability is just icing on the cake. Number 3. Lin Civvy, Defiant Hero. Lin Civvy is an entirely unique commander to mono white. She is a rebel creature tutor and graveyard recursion engine all in one package. Luckily, there are approximately 42 white rebel cards in Magic, so there's plenty of options when it comes to assembling a rebel tribal deck. Luckily, there are a wide variety of rebel cards available to choose from. Many of them share a similar ability to Defiant Vanguard. Pay a cost and search out a rebel card and put it on the battlefield. Others, like Children of Corliss or Riftmarked Knight, provide unique abilities that can be exploited in a variety of ways. With so many rebels to choose from, the possibilities for assembling a Lin Civvy deck are wide open. Lin Civvy doesn't have to be restricted to strictly rebels either. The wide variety of shapeshifter creatures available can help boost the power of Lin Civvy and give her more tutor options to use her abilities on. Metallic Mimic and Adaptive Automaton are personal favorites of mine. Both are great additions to any tribal deck. Number 2. 8.5 Tails. Not only is 8.5 Tails one of the best mono-white commanders, he's also a fox. Aside from his foxy awesomeness, 8.5 Tails has 2 unique abilities that make him one of the coolest commanders in all of Magic. His first ability pairs well with his second ability. When combined, Tails is able to negate most single target removal spells and help keep your board state safe. Tails can also make your opponent's permanents white, which opens up a variety of off-the-wall spells that can be used to your advantage. 8.5 Tails gives several cards value that might otherwise rarely be played. Serra Ascendant is a well-known commander card and has a particularly high value in this deck. Unlike other commanders, Tails has the ability to protect Serra Ascendant and keep him alive as long as possible. Glare of Heresy and Pentarch Paladin are unique additions to an 8.5 Tails deck that allow you to eliminate any permanent that's giving you trouble. Story Circle helps stop aggressive decks from teeing off on you with combat damage. Just another weapon at 8.5 Tails' disposal. 8.5 Tails works best when used in a control deck. Playing him alongside creatures like Grand Abolisher and Windborn Muse helps stave off your opponent's ability to disrupt your board state and puts you one step closer to victory. Ideally, your opponent should be practically incapable of interacting with your board because of Tails and his army's ability to prevent interaction of any kind. Number 1. Sram, Senior Edificer. Sram is in a class of his own among mono-white commanders. He is able to hit the board early, and his ability provides something that's lacking in white: card draw. Sram turns ordinary 0-drop artifacts into free card draw spells, and auras not only power him up, they put more cards in your hand. The foundation of any solid commander deck begins with card draw. More often than not, card advantage can and will win you games. It's for these reasons I believe Sram is the mono-white commander most deserving of the top spot. Equipment that would be overlooked by other Voltron commanders is highly prized with Sram. Any 0-to-cast equipment spell might as well read, pay 0, draw a free card. Who doesn't love having a handful of cards? Using Sram's ability like this is an effective way to dig through your deck and find the cards you need for whatever situation you happen to be in. Plus, it's fun to see just how much equipment you can pack on a dwarf. One thing white is full of is bogus enchantments that turn creatures into worthless lumps. With Sram at the helm, these enchantments aren't just a great way to irritate your opponents, they also give you card advantage. Removal spells taste just that much sweeter when you can immobilize your opponent's creatures and draw cards at the same time. Thank you so much for tuning in, it's greatly appreciated. Next week we'll be back with a top 5 mono blue commanders list, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like, you can get in touch with us on social media. Those links are in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.